Hi, next up we have Ryan Hughes from Coventry Biennial.
Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, that's good.
Cool. Hi everybody, my name's Ryan Hughes. I'm the founder and artistic director of Coventry Biennial. Coventry Biennial is an artist-led festival which started last year as we'd noticed substantial opportunities as the city was bidding to become UK City of Culture for 2021, and the city had also published an ambitious 10-year cultural strategy that perhaps didn't talk about the visual arts as much as other art forms. So I initiated the biennial and pulled together a small team of friends and people that I knew from reputation were good. And we produced 13 exhibitions and 60 events featuring 73 artists, which we delivered to an audience of over 24,000. The centrepiece of the biennial was a 2.2 mile long exhibition in what we called the CET building, which was the Coventry Evening Telegraph building. It's built at the end of the 50s as Coventry was being rebuilt post-war. And artworks were sort of discreetly located throughout this huge space. So here we're seeing a work we commissioned by Yorkshire-based Holly Rowan Hesson. Having delivered a somewhat chaotic biennial in 2017, we've just undertaken about 9 months of organisational development and business planning. Quite dull stuff, but thank you to Arts Council and Coventry City Council for supporting us through that period. So we've registered as a business with appointed directors, all of whom are artists. And we've assembled an advisory board which also has 3 artists on there, alongside representatives from Coventry Uni, Warwick Uni, Coventry City Council, and various local charities. As a part of that business planning, we've outlined what we want to do for the next, I guess, 8 to 10 years. So having noticed that many biennials don't include artists from their locality, presenting activities by artists from Coventry is one of our core aims. We also intend to show fiercely contemporary work, which might include artists working with new technologies or in new and experimental ways. We want to create new opportunities for early career artists, and we're quite particular about that phrase, early career, not being emerging, because it could be new career at any age. It's not about coming out of an art school at 23 or whenever that happens. It's about a wider take on what early career might mean. We also intend to present activities which encourage healthier lifestyles, which is rooted very much in some of the work that's being talked about in that cultural strategy I mentioned. We intend to build strong relationships with artists and galleries in Coventry's 26 international twin cities. Coventry was the first city in the world to have a twin, and it's sort of the city has really taken that to heart. So we're considering how we can make that relevant to artists, both in Coventry and in those twin cities. One of our other really key aims is actually just increasing access to contemporary art in Coventry and Warwickshire. There's some great activity happening, but we recognise there was room for more. We also feel the need to reflect on the legacy of the conceptual art movement, with obviously art and language forming at Coventry School of Art in the 60s. We feel again that moment was not being adequately spoken about in the city. And that ties into our final sort of aim for the project, which is about presenting high-profile, significant artists in the city. Again, who knows what that means? We'll find out. So the second biennial will run across Coventry from the 4th of October to the 24th of November next year. The festival will be exploring the twin, which is relating again to those twin cities that I mentioned, particularly with big anniversaries with Volgograd and Dresden. And the city will be really celebrating those anniversaries. But we're going to use that moment to consider what all kinds of dualities might be within artistic practice. So that might involve working with artist duos and groups, Maybe we'll be entering artworks into dialogue with each other or into dialogue with the places where we're showing them. And then we'll be presenting our third biennial 2021 as part of UK City of Culture, which will be exploring the trilogy. And I'll tell you more about that in 2 years, I guess. We also recognise the need to actually work with artists on... oh no. We recognise the need to work with artists.
A round of applause for Ryan.
Thank you.